Um, Hi. I haven't posted in quite a long time. Life's been happening. Life hasn't been great. I've had a friend watch my videos and regularly asks me to put another video up about whatever's been going on, or just give an update because he really likes them. Problem being is that it's not been good. God, I'm seconds in. In the last 6 months, something's been going wrong, and although I'm in therapy and trying to get help, things have been getting on top of me, and yeah, I met someone. They were pretty awesome. There were really lots of good things about us being able to hang out. We had the same interests, same music taste, which is a really big thing for me. Into the same kind of play and kink and such. But unfortunately, she doesn't want a relationship with me, at least. I don't think there's a future. I mean, I don't know if there will be anything more with that. And it's really upset me. I like them a lot. I just really like them, and I hoped something could happen. I've realised that I haven't had fully what I needed from a relationship in probably 9 years, because the last few years, it doesn't matter how many, the last few years of my marriage, I just wasn't getting what I needed. And although having play partners was fun and great for what it wasn't giving me what I needed. And I thought I could have that with them. On top of all of this, in the last couple of weeks, 2 days in particular, the other week, I was coming to the end of my month of being signed off work, and some of it sounds really ridiculous, but when you're in a pretty bad way, these things all mount up and the cracks open. I pre-ordered a game. It arrived damaged. That day I cancelled meeting a friend because I just couldn't leave the house. My housemate had a really big go at me because I promised to help him do something and I didn't do it because I forgot. I then went to meet a friend. My play partner basically ended it then. My friend I was supposed to go to a gig with had to cancel because of her work. I had to wait around for an extra hour or so to find out where the tickets were and how to get to the gig. When I tried to get to the gig, I couldn't because the station was closed. I had to walk another 20 minutes after already walking around for over an hour to go to a train station I could get on, and then just came home because I couldn't stand the idea of being out in public. Then a couple of days later, the next day actually, I went into work because that's when my doctor's note ended. My manager said to me, "Oh, what are you doing here?" And I said to him, "I'm supposed to be in." And he says, "No, you're not supposed to be until Tuesday." And unfortunately, I broke down in front of the majority of my team, and just started sobbing, which was obviously fun. I then came home, had the weekend, and then on the Monday, I get a message from what you can call the HR people to say that unfortunately your job is moving outside of London, and we're going to enter a consultation period to see if there's any other jobs we can put you in within the company. Otherwise, you'll get redundancy pay and then you're done. There's also like, my rent is also going to be going up. I'm worried about paying that, even if I have a job, and covering everything and having money to put away. And then I just get lower and lower. And on Tuesday, I got so bad that I had to call the Samaritans, and called like I don't know, 4 or 5 different numbers for local authorities and crisis lines, and a text thing my therapist gave me too. And yeah, been actively chasing to get something else I've forgotten a bit as well, to chase my psychiatrist's appointment, because when I went to get signed off, I told them everything that's happened and what's come up in therapy and what I need work on. And because it was so severe, they have referred me to a psychiatrist to see if they think I have borderline personality disorder, or what's now also called emotionally unstable personality disorder. I'm still on the waiting list for that. Hopefully it won't be too much longer. I'm waiting for this. So I spoke to the people. Oh, sorry, my mind's gone blank. I spoke to the crisis people, and they've referred me to somewhere else and somewhere else. I can't tell you how many times I've been passed from different departments, asked to call a different number. Like, I've totally lost count. But thankfully I've spoken to some really nice people and they've been really helpful. And I've got a prescription coming through for something that will help me cope a little bit better. And I'm hoping they've said I can call back after 2 today, and it's 12:30, to check to see if it's come through or not. I really hope it has, because I really need something to help. I've reached out to a few people to try and get help and talk to, which has been good. I when I was talking to my therapist the other day, I I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to speak to, and she begged me to just call someone, find someone, talk to them. Um, Something pushed me to stand up and just look next door to the next door room, and thankfully, my housemate's person seeing was there, and she asked me if I was okay, and I just literally broke. Like, I really broke hard. So bad, my other housemate heard me from upstairs crying. I told him and I spoke to him about what's been happening and how I just cracked. And it's not just one thing, it's everything that's happened. And no matter what, like, friends have said and how they've tried to help. Like, when I was dying, like when I was referred and they told me I thought I might have BPD or whatever, a very lovely friend of mine, who's got a heart of gold on him, who would usually be like, "Oh my goodness, I'm so sad. Are you okay? Do you need help, etc., etc." He was like, "Oh, okay." And for him, I thought that was a bit off. So I was like, "Why are you not reacting?" And he's like, "Oh, love, I've been diagnosed with this since I was 16. I've got you on all social media and whatever else. I know how you suffer, and I can see it. The way you've coped right up until now has been great. And all this means is that you'll get some extra help. You'll hopefully have group therapy and you'll get some better drugs. You'll be all right and you will get through it." Which really meant a lot. And I wasn't expecting it. But for me, it's still quite scary. And I don't know how much it's going to impact my life. Like, therapy is 1 hour a week, and I've been able to squeeze that in around my days off and such. But if I do get this diagnosis, then it could be a couple of hours a week, it could be like 3 or 4, and it could be much longer. And I know I need it, and I know I need some help. But I'm still also scared of it. I'm really frustrated at myself too, because although I try to be a voice of positivity for people with mental health problems and try and dispel any stigmas about mental health, I still feel ridiculous and I still feel stupid. I feel like I'm wasting people's time. There are other people worse off. My problems are all little problems that can be solved in certain ways. And it's when the back of your mind takes over and tells you these things, because you're in such a heightened, weakened state, you buckle into them. And right now, I haven't got the energy to fight back. I am very lost, very sad. No matter how many people around me, I still feel very alone. I'm not doing this for attention. I'm doing this for me. Because I often look back at my videos and blogs and stuff, and it's journaling to a degree. But yes, other people will see it. Other people that might be suffering themselves, or other people that may be too close to others that suffer. And hopefully they can understand it. Understand anything about these medical conditions, or how the snowball effect of lots of little things. Like, let's take that day, a broken game. A friend had to cancel because of something outside of their control, and not being able to get in the underground. Like, these are not big things, but I was already in a really weakened state. And I went to a gig a few days later after that happened, and I saw a few friends, and they were so nice to me. And they showed that they cared and they heard me. A few stopped and literally just like asked me how I was doing and asked me what had happened. And thankfully, like, I listed that specific day, like all the things that happened. And several of them just went, "Wow, fuck, that's bad. That's a lot of things in one day." And it made me feel listened to. And that meant a lot. It really did. It's really hard to know what to do, and with your mind telling you so many things, you get confused as to what to do and what to listen to. Like, your brain will tell you all these lies that nobody cares, nobody wants you, nobody wants to talk to you. People think you're stupid or ridiculous or faking it even. Like, there are memes, I saw a meme recently about mental health. It's like, when you see someone with a broken arm or a broken leg, you say, "Oh, I'm so sorry, this, that, and you make a fuss about them. "Oh, would you like me to go make you a cup of tea," instead of you having to get up. But when it comes to mental health, people just go, "Oh, okay." Just because you can't see something, it doesn't mean it's not there. It's like the London Underground, they have those blue badges. It's like, "I've got an invisible disease," or "I've got an invisible health problem. Please offer me a seat," or something like that. I don't know what the point of this video really was anymore. I am struggling. Feel very alone. And I'm sad. I'm really sad. I feel like I've got no stability. Like, I haven't had a job last longer than a year and a half since 2008. The last job I had that lasted a year and a half was in 2012. This was the one job that lasted longer. And if I don't find another role in the London office, then I'll get redundancy and I'll have to leave. And that hurts. It really hurts. Yeah, it's really hard to know what to do. I struggle with talking to people and like not telling them everything when something's wrong, because I feel like sometimes it's lying or being inauthentic, and because I don't want to lie to anyone. I don't want to hurt anyone. I never want to make people feel bad. So I feel like it would be ingenuine to tell them, oh yeah, everything's fine. And it's really not. Like, I could wait and record something like this or write it down. But sometimes the realities of mental health problems, relationship problems, and whatever else are very real and very visceral. Like, I'm really hurting right now. I'm remarkably better than last night or the night before. It's one thing even I need to remember is that all problems, all struggles we go through are relative to a person. That day where I had all that go wrong in one day, like, even one of those things could be the death of a member of a family to somebody else, or something as serious, or finding out about a horrendously ill diagnosis or something. Each one of those problems could be that for somebody else. So just trying to be kind and understanding that although it may not seem much to you, it might be the death of a world for someone else. And there's no time limit on pain, and there's no time limit on mental health or whatever else. And what I mean by time limit is it will take you how long it takes you to get over something, not what anyone else fucking tells you. Like that whole bullshit of it will take you half the time of your relationship plus whatever. It's like, No, you don't know what I, whoever the person is, has been through. You don't know how much this thing meant to them, or this person, or this relationship. Some people go their whole lives mourning a relationship that's lost. Some people get married, lose their partner, and they never get over it. They just don't. Some lead happy-ish lives and live however long after. Some die of what could be a broken heart and follow them days, weeks, months later. That's why it's just so imperative that we are kind to other people and try to understand them and take that step back and go, wait, is there something more happening here? Do they need help? Do they need you to just stop and say, are you okay? Or, I feel something's wrong. Do you need me? Do you need something? You can't ever force someone to get help when they don't want to, and that's fair. They need to be ready to accept that help. But you just need to open that door and just let them walk in when they can. Right now, I don't. Because I feel, and this is only through like looking at myself, I look at how I behave when these things happen, and a lot of the time I am. I say the same things. I do the same thing over and over and over and over again. One, because I have this pathological, and I use pathological for the right reason, to describe what I'm feeling, that I must be understood, and I don't want someone to misunderstand me, because I want to be a good person. I don't want to hurt people, and I just need someone to understand, or that person to understand what my thinking was and why I was thinking it. Sorry, lost my train of thought. In pressured situations, my mind goes blank and I lose what I was talking about. I think a lot of people get this, but it feels like you see like a transparent film with a scene playing out or a memory playing out. And when my mind goes blank, that's just taken away. And I can't remember where I was. I can't remember what I was saying. I can't remember the situation. Like, I lost count how many times in my own life, when I've been at work and in therapy are two of the worst places that it happens. I can't say how many times I've stood behind my other two guys I work with and I've gone, right, okay, I'm going off to the toilet or to make a drink, but can we do... Oh God, I've forgotten. Or in therapy, we'll talk about something and I'll start 3 or 4 words into a sentence and then all of a sudden it's gone, because my memory and my brain have gone into some kind of shock and defense mode. And they're like, nope, we're not going to do this. It's one of the most frustrating and upsetting things that I have to cope with daily. I'll be talking to someone I love or care about a lot, and they'll be talking and I'll be listening, and I'll either have... my brain will either throw different things at me so I don't think about it, or when it gets too much, I will go blank and I don't know what to say. I don't know how to feel. I just lose everything. And then I get angry at myself. I get angry at the situation. And I'm not able to resolve what's going on without time. And not everyone is in the right place themselves to help with that either. But this is what I deal with. And probably others. I don't know if anyone else has this, but I just go blank and I don't know what to say. And you feel pretty stupid for it. Not really stupid. Anyway, this video's probably got really, really bloody long now. But, yeah. I don't know if you'll make it to the end. This is really long, I'm sorry. But thank you for watching and listening. Knowing that someone's actually heard me helps. And if you're watching and you suffer from these things, it doesn't give me much solace, but it might you, that there are others that have these problems and has to fight daily, minutely, every second of their life to cope with these mental health issues, to cope with just life struggles. Because life is often a fight, it's never easy. If you're not struggling, are you really doing it right? No, I'd rather not, thanks. I've definitely got to a point where my mental health, my ASD, my slow cognitive processing, I'd trade anything to get rid of them. I know that would make me a different person, but I hate them so much that I'd rather be a different person than have these. I just would. I know that's sad and it's upsetting for someone else to hear, but when you've had to deal with these for nearly 40 years and the amount of trouble you have to do to get it recognised and then to get the right help is a struggle in itself. They're all constant struggles. And it breaks a lot of people. And then you have some poor people who have chronic illnesses on top of depression, anxiety, BPD, EUPD, being out of work and everything. There are so many people that are suffering, and it hurts to think about them, let alone myself, because I never want anyone to feel like I have to feel. But yeah, anyway, thank you for watching if you've managed all of this. Hope I won't have to wait so long next time to make another update, and hopefully it'll be a lot better. Please take care and be nice to people and help people if you can, when you've got the time and when you've got the energy, because you really need to take care of yourself, because you shouldn't be putting yourself into problems and into energy draining situations if you're not ready and you're not strong enough for them either. Take care. Thank you.